The GT70 can be considered as a logical next step in the company's highly successful competition program. The car is essentially a direct descendant of the GT40, the famous line of GT cars which won the Le Mans 24-hour endurance race 4 years in succession. It has its engine mounted amidships behind the driver and passenger seats, and although intended as a rally car, it's been designed to reach speeds of up to 180 miles an hour. After numerous international rally successes, including their recent World Cup victory, it's perhaps surprising to some that the GT70 should have been produced at this stage. Stuart Turner is the director of motorsport and the man behind the new car, and he explains the reason.
Well, it all started after the Monte Carlo rally. We were the best touring cars, and on most European rallies we can be the best touring car. But the problem is we're up against Renault Alpines and Porsches on the speed events, and frankly with a touring car you can't beat them for outright wins. So coming back from the Monte Carlo, Roger Clark and I were talking, so well, to beat the Renault Alpine and Porsche we've got to build something like that.
With the GT70 now in the company's rally stable, it appears as if the new car will be treated as the prime competitor in future events. Will the GT70 complement the Escort's efforts, or is the Escort now uncompetitive and being replaced by the new car?
No, the Escort, as we've proved since the Monte, we've won the 1,000 Lakes, the Escort was competitive on the World Cup Rally. It's competitive on the sort of events which suit a rugged, tough car, like the World Cup, but it isn't quite competitive enough on a thing like the Monte Carlo Rally, where you've got to go flying over the Alps at very high speeds and very high altitudes. You've got to climb very quickly, very fast, and there's just no way in which an Escort could compete with what really are thinly disguised racing cars. The Renault Alpine is almost a Formula 2 car with a two-seater body. Well, we can't beat those with touring cars.
The original idea for the GT70 came from Stuart Turner and rally driver Roger Clark. In Turner's own words, the car virtually came to life on the back of a postcard. But for a skilled interpretation of the original concept, he looked to the professionals.
We then moved on a stage and got Len Bailey involved, who works very closely with competitions.
Len Bailey's qualifications for the job were impeccable, having worked as chief executive engineer on the GT40 project. He explains his initial objectives.
We know that the Escort is a very good car for the rough type of event like the RAC. The idea really was to incorporate lessons learned in racing into rallying, so that the cars would become more suitable for high-speed road events.
What's new in the GT70?
Well, it's a completely different chassis setup, which has got an engine behind the driver, driving through a high-speed transaxle, so that first of all we can reduce weight, but at the same time putting more weight near the rear axle, so that we get better tyre adhesion and consequently better takeoff. Apart from that, it's a much smaller front area, much better drag factor. It's a stable car in that it lands, well, we'd expect it to land either fairly in a neutral way or tail down.
It's been built as a rally car, which will also obviously make a very enjoyable road car. People inevitably will race them, and in certain parts of the world there will be races for which it's very suitable. But it is basically a rally car, and from now on in our development, if we've got a choice of things and one will make it a better rally car, that's the thing that goes in. That is the prime objective with the car, to be a successful competition car.
Stuart Turner's confirmation of the GT70's role as a competition car reflects the company's thinking on whether to put the GT70 into volume production for sale to the public. For the time being, no decision is being made either way. It must first prove itself in international events and also win the approval of the public, who are seeing the car for the first time at the Brussels Motor Show. In the meantime, advanced development of the car continues, with Roger Clark playing a major role.
Four-wheel drive 27, an overall 113.5 and 115.5 with the four-wheel drive, so it's quicker. How's it handling?
Feels dead natural, great, you know, just what we wanted. I think the Escort is still going to be the rough road and the long-distance event car. This is more for the European rallies, like the Monte Carlo, the Acropolis now, which used to be a rough rally, is now all the special stages are on tarmac.
At present, no one knows when the car will make its competition debut. As a sports prototype, there are only a few events in which it can compete, but it seems possible that the first of these will be either the Scottish Rally or one of the big events in France later in the year.